Generally speaking, antibiotics are really important because, as everybody recognises, animal health and welfare is really important to ensure you've got an efficient farming system and are able to deliver a safe product to the consumer. At NOAA, we're part of RUMA, the Responsible Use of Medicines in Agriculture Alliance, and there the key word is as much as necessary, as little as possible. So it's responsible use. And there are always going to be situations where there's, however well managed a poultry unit is, there's always going to be the situation where there is some disease incursion, there is a problem, and the vet decides that those birds need to be treated with antibiotics. Otherwise you're going to have really critical welfare problems, and in some cases bird death. Well, I think overall I can understand where government's coming from, and I think it's a very good story. We've got a really good situation here where UK government has recognised that antimicrobial resistance is a global problem, and the Prime Minister has commissioned Lord O'Neill, who is an economist, got a team from the Treasury to look at this in more detail as a world issue. And so the UK, we're seen to be leading from the front here. In his report just before Christmas, some of the recommendations from that were looking at global targets for reduction of use of antibiotics in agriculture. And I think we want to be very cautious here that we don't have a knee-jerk reaction. I can understand that going for a global reduction target is attractive because it's easy to understand, but it's a much more complex situation behind that. And it may well be that just by going for a global reduction target, it then drives vets to prescribing certain products, whereas in the past they may have prescribed something else. And you're actually going to drive resistance more quickly down that route. So it's something which producers certainly need to be concerned about. Just to make it clear, at the moment, no products have been banned, so all products are still available for use. In the future, we may be facing a situation where the regulator may decide to look at some products and re-examine whether they should be restricted in their use for certain cases, certain instances of disease, or in certain sectors. But that's something for the future. We don't know about that at the moment. But at the moment, all products are available. And it is very much a case of the farmer in discussions with their vet, because don't forget, all antibiotics are only available through a veterinary prescription. They're all POMV products. So it's important to have that discussion with their vet and decide what's the most suitable course of treatment for their flocks in reaction to whatever the problem is they have at the time. Oh, well, obviously, many of my members are the companies who actually manufacture the products, so they obviously have a very close interest in what's happening. But as I said at the outset, we're very active members and founding members of RUMA. And some people sometimes say, well, surely your members just want to sell more antibiotics. But no, that's not the case these days. Now it's a case of they want the products to be used responsibly. Because don't forget, in the long term, for my members, it's most important that those products retain their efficacy for as long as possible. We want farmers to have access to the products for as long as possible. If we are going to be facing a future with restrictions, with potential bans on some areas, we want there to be time so that products can still be used whilst new things are developed, new types of treatments, potentially new antibiotics. There is the potential to develop more, but we need the time to do that.